All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Peyton Pilgrim, Next Wave Analyst. What we're doing today is we're going to be back testing. And a lot of people don't even know what back testing is. You might be new to trading. So I just want to show you very quickly how you can take advantage of TradingView's backtesting system to help sharpen your strategy, to even figure out if you even have a real strategy in this market. Okay. So, first thing you want to do is you want to come up here and click the replay button. That's going to be the backtesting button. If you do not have a paid version of TradingView, I believe you can only backtest the daily, weekly, and monthly candles. If you have the paid version, you can backtest all the time frames. Okay, so all you simply do is you click this replay button. Okay, and this is going to come onto your screen, and also this line is going to come onto your screen. So wherever you place this line, that's basically going to erase all the data to the right. So we'll just scroll over and place this line here in September 18th of 2018. And when it does that, it erases everything to the right and allows you to then go through your strategy and, say your strategy is a trend line break. And then when it gets back up to this trend line, maybe you're looking for some type of a shorting opportunity, also based off of maybe some fibs. Okay, whatever your strategy is, this allows you to then change the speed of the bar. So maybe you want 1 bar every 1 second. Okay, so you press play and this bar is going to appear every 1 second, and you can back test like that, or you can speed it up to where it comes rapid speed. Okay, it doesn't matter how you want to do it. If say you went a little too far, say you saw this and you were like, ooh, maybe this would have been a good opportunity right here. Oh wow, it was. Go back. You can use this tool right here, this button right here, to go back and see it brings that line here again. So now we bring it back here and we can see, okay, what happened in this area. First of all, price moved out with high volume after this range. So what did it look like when it came back? Then if you want to slow it down bar by bar, you press this button here. Okay, this is a bar by bar button. So 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar. Okay, now we're approaching the area that we want with a big candle. So it's kind of scary. We do have an ABC correctional wave. So there's possibility. Now we're coming into the area, volume is dropping. So if price was going to continue to go down, why did the volume not continue, right? Let's see what the next candle looks like. And this is hindsight because we do know it eventually goes up. But this is how you want to look at back testing. Then we get an increase in volume with not a lot of movement. That's usually a trigger signal for the market to move. And then boom, then we get an engulfing candle. So after this, we're ready on the intraday timeframes, especially to take this thing to the upside. And it gives a little pullback intraday, and then the next day, boom. So that would have been like how you would play that bar by bar. Here's another pullback you could possibly play. You know what I'm saying? So you press play and you let it ride out. See if it hits this area. Okay, it did. It hit that trend line and it dropped. See, so things like that is how you can just really use back testing to test your systems. All right. And then this button right here is going to throw you all the way back into real time. And it's going to piss you off if you're if you're not used to using the back testing tool, because how funny is it that the play button almost looks like the forward button and almost looks like the real time button. And so until you do it for a while, you're going to press the real time on accident a couple times and you're going to have to go back. My suggestion is to keep this tool either all the way to the bottom right, to where it's highly unlikely for you to click this. It's more likely for you to click these 3, or all the way up to the top where you probably can't see it because of the zoom picture. But up here is where, and let's see if I can hide. Let's see. I thought I could hide that, but I can't. But yeah, anyway, this is the back testing system. I'm going to go over it in a little bit of an advanced mode. So if you do have the paid version of TradingView, you can go on to the lower time frames. I believe you can even go on to the second time frame, and let me make sure. Yes, you can back test this 1 second time frame. Now, here is the deal about these lower time frames that is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to be on the 1 second time frame, guys. I just wanted to make the point that if you pay for the best version of TradingView, you can actually go down to these very small time frames and be able to test if you're a scalper like that. But we'll go on to, like, let's say the lowest time frame today that I personally want to look at. I'll say maybe the 5 minute. Okay. Now you're on the 5 minute and you're on real time. So this is kind of the downside of TradingView, and I hope they eventually fix this. So you can scroll back, and of course you want to scroll back as far as you can, because you want to get as much data in as possible, right, to backtest. Well, at a certain point, it's only going to let you go to, it looks like, May 8th. So then what do, right? Well, you click right here and it's going to give you no more data. So you kind of have to find a range that it's going to allow you to do, because look, we'll go on to the 1 hour. And I can go to May 8th on the 1 hour. Let's go to May 8th or even past it. We'll go to April 12th or April 22nd. And it gives me plenty of data on the 1 hour. But now if I were trying to go to the 5 minute, which you can switch timeframes when you pay for TradingView, if I go to the 5 minute right here, it's probably not going to allow me to see no data because it doesn't back up that much. I can do the same thing on the 1 hour, and we can go and we can try to go back as far as I can for the 1 hour. And it's simply not going to allow me to just go on forever on the 1 hour, which is unfortunate. Okay. That's the one unfortunate thing for TradingView. But I mean, you don't technically have to use the bar replay tool to backtest. It just helps you see it more like it was in real time, right? We can go back here and just scroll, and we don't see anything to the right here. So we can technically backtest it like this, but it is just a little bit more efficient to use the tool, right? So when you're backtesting, this is the most important part. That was kind of a brief, this is how the backtesting tool works, okay? Now we want to get into why you're backtesting, how you're backtesting, and the importance of making sure that you actually have rules when you're backtesting. Okay. So you want to backtest like you're live trading. Okay. If you aren't backtesting like you're live trading, you are wasting your time. And I wouldn't say wasting your time. I would just say creating bad habits, because it's not a waste of time. You're just creating bad habits. Think of it like this. If you are an athlete and you're practicing at half speed, what's going to happen in the game when you have to go full speed? You know what I'm saying? If you are a very, very good let's say writer, artist, reader, someone who's more artistic, and you do not write every day, okay? Or you don't do whatever the creative people in the world do. If you don't do it consistently, and then you try to go out and just like do your best ever, it's not going to work out like that. So you have to backtest, and you have to trade, like backtest how you're really going to trade in the real market. Don't go, it could have been like this, so actually I would have had a W. No. Also, you need to have a system and a set of rules. Okay. If you don't do this, which is like this, okay? But if you don't have this in place, number one, I mean, you probably aren't that successful live trading. But number two, it's going to make the back testing like monotonous. You're not going to know. You're going to say, oh, I'm going to buy here. Oh, I'm going to sell here. I'm going to buy here. And it's not going to create that edge that you're looking for. Back testing is to find your edge in the market. Okay. That's what you're doing. You're trying to find your edge in the market, because guess what? Me and AB trade almost exactly the same, but that key word is almost. Our edges are a little bit different. And it's because we've back tested together so many times, but we've back tested by ourselves so many times as well, that we just know, like, this works for me. I know it doesn't work for you, but it works for me. And in a great comparison is Stephen Curry. Okay. There's not a lot of players who like shoot like him ever, obviously, but even his teammates on his team, they're like, go ahead and shoot like that, because like you can do it. You know what I mean? Because you've practiced it so much. We're so confident in you. Go ahead and shoot like that. You found your edge. Your edge is the craziest shot on the court. But he practiced it and he found his edge. Okay. That's the same thing we have to do when we're back testing. We're finding that edge. And guess what? The last thing, because I could go on and on and on. The last thing I'm going to say, builds all the confidence. Okay. So you can learn as much as you want. You can read as many books as you want. You can watch as many analyses as you want. You can do all that stuff. And guess what? If you do not back test, you are still going to get out of the trade early. You are still not going to trust your true analysis. You're going to question everything. And the confidence comes with that mental state that I was talking about on the premium channel, that you need to be focused, you need to be ready, and you need to be confident. And that comes with back testing, right? So these are the four things that you need to have. The premium channel, we are going to get into, my system a little bit more. Everyone who's not on the premium channel, I am going to do just a brief back testing, just so you can see what it looks like and how I would say it would go and stuff. But then I'm going to go ahead and hop off, and then we're going to get on for the premium. We're going to get on for the premium channel only, and we're going to do about an hour or so of trades. I want to get at least 10, or if we can get 20 trades in an hour, that would be perfect. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to do a little bit right here, and then we're going to stop the Zoom, and all the premium, Abdul, Carlo, Cole, y'all hop on this next one, and we're really going to get in depth. Okay. So let's, we're going to stay on the daily. I'm going to add my indicators that I like to use. And we are going to go ahead and cool little tip. If you hold the FN, or no, it's the command, hold command like this, and I'm going to delete all of that. Okay. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to close our eyes. Someone in the chat, please give me a number between 1 through 10, please. As fast as you can. Whoever says it first. 4. Perfect. AB. All right. So we're going to replay it, and I am going to close my eyes so I don't see anything. And we're going to scroll back 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And let's drop it right there. Did it do anything? Okay, perfect. Wow. We went way back in time. Let me do something. Let me do 4 again, but I don't want to go back that far because that's pointless. Let me bring up a little bit more, and then I'll go sideways. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be not as far. Okay, 2017. I can work with that, I guess. Okay. I just wanted to show that I was closing my eyes. Let's not be foolish. Okay. So overall market, we will be able to, so you'll always be able to go up a time frame when you're back testing. So we will always be able to see the weekly and the monthly, but anything lower at this far back, it's going to give us no data. So we're not going to go to the 4 hour or 1 hour or 15 or so. We'll start on the monthly and we'll delete this so we don't have any type of care about that. All right, so what the monthly is looking like is, you know, kind of a stop out, not a stop out, but a stopping type pattern, a climactic pattern here, maybe some type of distribution, and then we get a mark down, and now we have this accumulation type move on the monthly, and this looks awfully accumulative, especially after a distribution, markdown, accumulation. Now, it could be redistribution. We could be making one more move down. But what I'm seeing right here is kind of this break of structure or this momentum move on the monthly. We're coming back down in here. And did it hit a monthly fib? So it did hit a monthly fib zone. We've reacted out of that. The volume is picking up as the candles are trying to get going. I would say this is still corrective compared to this, but I'm leaning towards the bulls based off this monthly candle. Okay, let's go down to the weekly. And genuinely, I do this exact same process, but I do it more on a daily 4 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute area. Okay. But since, I just wanted to show what it would look like for anyone who doesn't have the paid version. This is kind of how you would want to do it maybe. And then let's delete this. All right. So now on the weekly, we're getting a reversal pattern, definitely with high volume. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking for. The structure is starting to maybe shift. We did break this high and we didn't break this low. So that is a clean structure shift. I'm looking for this to continue up on the lower time frames, possibly, especially with the higher volume with the candlestick pattern right here. That looks good. So let's go down to the daily now. Okay, on the daily, it looks like it might have hit this fib off this impulse perfectly up to 78.6, and now it's moving up. We have high volume coming in on both days. So one thing I don't do that I really should do more of, that you can do better than me, is you can pull up FX, whatever news you use, and see if there's news that day. And I believe there's even a way to do it on the settings to where you can bring up the news. I just personally don't have that. I don't like all that on my chart. So another way of doing it would just be to have the news next to you, just to see if the news is the reason it's moving or if it's something else, right? So on the daily right here, I would say that I'm looking for the market to come back into something like this area of imbalance, or maybe a whole bunch of this to see if it can come up. So I'm going to play it bar by bar. And technically, this is an impulsive move down as well in my MACD with the slow line going down. So there might even be a bearish reaction right here as well. But since I'm trying to look for more of a bullish scenario, I would rather play the bullish move than the bearish move. Okay. But I'm still going to mark it off just for my eyes, because when you're back testing, this is another thing. I wish I would have wrote it down on the first. You don't want to take it. You want to take it like you're live trading, but you also want to take all the opportunities so you can really see what's good, and you want to really write it down or document it somehow. Okay, bar by bar, nothing's happening. This is going sideways. The volume isn't doing much. So there's not a lot of read. Okay, we're making this move up. We broke structure here, but the volume did not make a higher high. So that is a form of volume divergence. And now that we've hit the area that we that the market could react at, those this candle has more volume than the last candle and smaller. So this has a possibility to come down, right? And I see what you're saying, Cole. Those last two candles up would be a target for entry for me, as in this, you'd be entering sells right here, correct? As in these highs got taken, so you're looking for it to, or were you looking for the breakout of that and TP right here? I'm not sure. It doesn't quite matter. Either way, what would be ideal in this situation? Number one is if I'm going to look for this zone to hold and not for this fib zone to like blast off price, what I would need to see ultimately is these lows now get swept out, as in this was a manipulative move, and then this would come down like this. That's what I would be looking to see, really. Or you just accept this 78.6 pricing right here and look for the drop. In my opinion, I'm going to just wait for it to kind of drop a little bit more. There is a little divergence. I'm sure if I could go down to the smaller time frames, I would be able to see maybe some lower time frame divergence. And if it does hit this 1277, I might look for, let's see. That's some confluence for me, I guess. So I would do something like this. And then on a divergence trade, I usually go 1 to 1, 1 to 2, but you know, I'm going to take it down into this zone. Okay, I'm not sure if that would have actually got me in or not. I don't know if it would have got me in or not, but we'll see. The next candle might wreck me. Well, either way, that would have been a dirty sniper. I'm not sure, my friends. Hold on. This is how I have to do the divergence fib. And I'm giving away a little bit too much information. It's okay. Okay, it would have been at 1276 was the high of this candle. 1276.8, and this is at 1276.9. Oh. Oh, well, it still might hit it. That's funny. Okay, that hit it. And at this point, I would have been like, ooh, I don't know, because check this out. When you're looking at these lower time frame, because this was a lower time frame divergence play, and when it hit the sniper perfectly, well, technically, y'all know it missed by 0.01 pips, but when it hit this and kind of reversed a good amount of pips, you know, 155 pips, that is enough on a divergence play to where you're good. You know, divergence isn't always necessarily for the market to just turn around. It's really to bring it back into the mean, a mean reversion. And on a 4-hour time frame, this is the mean right there. So now this trade becomes a little bit more, the probability becomes a little bit more off. I'm going to take away this divergence fib because that played out. It would have missed in real life. So I would have said, delete the order. We missed it by 0.01 pips and go freaking sit in a corner. But now, you know, this isn't really the trade I would love to take. Or if I did, it would be on a lower probability type move. Why? Because the volume is increasing still as the candles are still getting bigger. It's not as big as this, so there is a form of volume divergence, but it's still not, for me, I'm more of a sniper than I am a entry kind of guy. Okay, so we're going to watch and see what happens. Next candle, we get a doji with not a lot of volume. And what do you know? The market just blows past it. And so that's how you kind of read volume. You want to see, of course, the volume divergence was good to want to enter this short. And then on the lower time frames, we probably might have got in on one of these like pullbacks, even maybe on the 1 hour, but that's not really kind of what we were playing, right? We were playing this zone, or I mean, we didn't play this zone. We got in after that. So this would have been like a good read on not getting into a trade. That's almost just as important as a good read on when to get into a trade, right? Because I don't know if this stop would have got hit. Yes, it would have. It would have got smashed. So let's see what happens though. Now the market is kind of doing what we thought it was doing on the higher time frames. It is continuing this swing here. And now we can probably look for some type of a pullback, or maybe some type of a complex move, because we already have 1, 2, 3. And then now we'll start to measure the waves. So now we have this length. The next wave was shorter. Let's see how short this wave is. Okay, so we'll give it a little bit of juice right here on some 0.5 seconds. Okay, pulling back. Okay, let's pause it. So what it did was it literally barely wicked people out, and then it dropped into the direction that people wanted it to go eventually. Okay, so this zone, and now there's equal highs above here. So to me, the probability of this playing out, it did reject and it is forming an M. It goes down the drain to me a little bit, but it's still worth it. If I see some type of opportunity here, since there is liquidity here, there's going to be more sellers here. Buyers need sellers. That is just how it goes. So if the area where there is money at, that's the area where the market is going to try to get to, or where the market is going to need to get to really move. So I'm going to kind of move this over here. And, you know, this is a little bit risky because, number one, we can start to even look at this move now to the downside, and it's rejecting perfectly. The momentum here is kind of flat, even though the market's coming up, and we do have somewhat of a reversal pattern here. So it could go either way at this point. And so your odds, knowing that it could go either way, you want to probably go half risk on the short side and maybe more risk to the upside, since we do have the structure that is still bullish. But you see the waves are getting shorter. That could be the sign of the end of the kind of structure there, but still worth a play right here, since we are making higher highs, higher lows. So depending on how the market gets there, we're going to look for buys here and then see what happens. Okay, low volume as the market has dropped into the area that we're looking to buy. This candle here is obviously where the most demand came in. Okay, so without getting into the volume profiles, there's probably a lot of volume right here. We'll see what happens. Either the market is going to go like this right here, or it's probably going to slide through right here. Okay, tapping into this liquidity. Okay, another big volume spike. So the first kind of volume, because we dry right here, and then we have a little spike right here with this candle. To me, it looks like buyers. And then kind of dwindle, and then another spike in volume. Small candle, buyers possibly. What volume is just buyers and sellers, okay? It's both of them. It's activity. So there was a lot of activity here, which raises the probability of something happening either way. And see, either way, it moved fast that way. So that would have been something that I probably would have taken a loss on, because I'm seeing rejection in this area, and it would have made me want to put this limit order at the 78.6. And then this move would have happened, and I would have pretty much known, that's not a good sign. And with this being the pattern that it was in, it makes a little bit of sense, right? So that would have been probably a losing situation for me in real life. Let's go. Maybe I'll get saved, right? But usually, and this will be a funny lesson if this actually does go up, because I'm going to state right now that a lot of times, especially on the daily, when you get a candle like this close to a low that doesn't break it, and then you get another candle like this next to it, this is the most enticing thing for retail traders. And I can almost, I don't want to say almost guarantee, because I'm about to press the next button and it could easily fly up back here and I'll be safe. But almost 8 times out of 10, you're going to see this type of a candle come next. And so, but it could work out. And Cole is 100%, bro, 100%, Cole. It's the risk to reward is why we take these setups almost, right? Yes, it's in an uptrend. Yes, it's like moving with the market, but the way we're looking at it and the areas we're looking at it, great risk to rewards. And think about it in life. If you have a good opportunity, you're going to take it, right? Even though, it might cost a little bit of money or something, it's a good opportunity. Well, this doesn't even cost you a lot of money. These are low cost, high reward opportunities. Let's just see what happens right here. We did get the extreme high volume candle right here. So they could be buying right there. I will laugh if I'm wrong. Ooh, was it a wick? No, I could be very wrong. Yeah, no, I'm not wrong. See, and this is like part of the beginner traders. They get into this like, oh, man, no, like look at this candle, high volume. Look at this candle. Like look at just the candles that are coming down are so much bigger than the candles coming up right here. Even though we had a beautiful move right here, it was the last wave of the third wave. So just all of that together, that's a lot of different ways of looking at it. But this would have saved me a little bit, because look, at this point, because we trade as a team almost, I'm not even going to lie. But we're so solid as a team, it's crazy. Me, AB, Cole, Carlo, like we have this like team going on right now. And, with something like this happens, I'm saying abort mission if we come back to entry. And we got damn close back to entry. That would have been an abort mission. And we all agree that would have been an abort mission and saved us a little bit. Now, it might have been an abort half mission, or like only take off some of it. But if you want to, we're close to our entry. Let's get back. Let's probably get out, because this is about to wreck us. Okay, because that's just how those entries work. Now that we're switching, we're going to go over one more and we're going to be done. Now that we're switching the, bias, I would like to see if this actually holds, or if this candle gets taken out within 1 or 2 candles. Okay. Because this could very well just be a complex pullback, and a complex pullback is basically an ABC pattern within a bigger 5 waves. So when you get these 5 waves, the Elliott wave, then you usually get an ABC correction, and then it starts again. And that's textbook Elliott wave. And we all know the market isn't fucking textbook. So we'll see what happens though, right? Let's continue. It could continue to play through this fib and just move down. But remember, let's bring up the zones. This is one fib, and this is a bearish. And in fibs, guys, this what I want to say about fibs is it's just an easy area to look for discounted pricing. Do not get that twisted. I look at Fibonacci more when I'm fucking hanging my walls and hanging stuff on my walls than I do at the chart, really. I use it for this easy level right there that I know that price likes to react off of. And I don't have to worry too much about, drawing levels that where I want to trade at. I trade at good discounted pricing. And yeah, I could find a sniper entry off of an imbalance or an order block or whatever you want to call it, sniper. But this is just easier for me to just boom, see, right? And giving y'all too much sauce. So let's continue. Daily MACD's coming down, volume's picking up. Let's see what happens. Let's give it a couple of clicks. Okay, so was it a fake out or was it not? Volume isn't crazy picking up. We definitely have this slow line to the downside now. And I'm liking the way that looks. Technically, it broke structure, but then the next 3 candles, like I said, came right back above it. There might have been a play on the lower time frame for that, but we're not going to look at that. What we're going to look at is the same thing. We're going to look and see if this thing is going to swing down here, kind of close to this zone, or if it's going to take those equal highs out. Who thinks in the chat it's going to take the equal highs out first, or who thinks that the fib is going to work out? Because there's 2 ways to look at this. The structure, technically, it broke. We also have equal highs sitting up here, right here. The structure barely broke. Okay, if we're looking at it at an Elliott wave perspective, we have 1, 2, 3, and now we're looking at an A, B, C correction. Okay, if we want to, we can bring this whole Elliott wave fib out, which isn't what I usually do, but that's okay. And we have another area here that we can look at, okay? Fib 1-to-1 play out and then take out the highs. I like that. So AB thinks what it could do is it could come up here into the 78.6, okay? And then once it gets into the 78.6, look for the shorting opportunity with your stop loss right above here where the liquidity is, but look for a 1-to-1 setup, because it's risky and you want to get in, get out. I like that. I like that. Does anyone else have any ideas on how they would play this, setup right here on gold? Maybe you would just be looking for buys because you see how this momentum is starting to play out. Maybe you don't like the zone I drew and you like this right here. Anyone? I'll give it a little second and I'll just kind of read some more of the data. Let's go to the weekly and it might give it away. Okay, good. It didn't. On the weekly, this is what we're looking at. And I'm not going to go to the monthly because it will give away too much. So that's another thing. If anyone is still here for this Zoom, if you go on to the higher time frame, it's going to kind of give away the move sometimes. If you're on like a Monday and you go press the weekly, it's going to give you that whole week's candle and it's going to mess you up. So okay, guys, no one else has an answer, so we're just gonna play with this like this and see if the AB 1-to-1 is what I'm gonna call it right now is gonna play out. I'm gonna think in my head that Cole is gonna want this to happen. Do you think the equal highs will get taken out first? Or do you think the fib play will work out here? You're looking for so Carlo is looking for buys right here, or would you rather have it like do a little bit of this and then buy, Carlo? The more interaction we get, guys, the more we all get out of this. I promise. You don't want to just sit on this Zoom for no reason. You can back test this with me. Okay, so I wouldn't take the equal highs, wait to get cleared. So this is what I thought. Cole's going to do this, and then he's going to wait for something like this, and then he would probably play into this move right here, which is just totally cool because AB is just looking for the 1-to-1 right here. You see how we all kind of think similar? And then an impulsive move up, clear liquidity, entering new levels. So Carlo, you pretty much want this to just come up and clear the liquidity. Okay, cool. So let's see what happens. Will the Elliott wave A, B, C play out? Or will the market have fooled everyone on that and just run up a check and then maybe kind of complex play out? We'll see. All right. So that's good. Good interaction, guys. Let's go. Okay, we are almost in that level. And what I'm noticing about the volume is it's nothing too serious, but price has made a very just no effort to drop at all, move all the way up here. So Cole, with our experience, what's most likely going to happen right here? Okay, there's not a lot of drawdown. We probably will see this happen. Okay, that's my scary. But what happens when it's usually scary, AB? When you're scared, what happens usually? Quick one-to-ones hit. Quick one-to-ones hit. This would be a setup that we would do at half risk, no matter what time frame it would be, though, because of how fast it corrected. So we wouldn't like the speed of the correction. They will tease the retail with shorts, probably take their short stops, then drop. I love it. Let's go. Okay, 1-to-1 did not hit yet. Okay. Oh, AB. See, this would be the moments where it would be like, nope, it should have probably hit this bitch and dropped. Now we're probably going to see this thing go up. But the volume isn't doing much. The momentum did start to slide down a little bit. That is good signs for just a little correction. But this price action is telling me, get ready for the equal highs to get taken. Ooh. So the half risk, I probably would be at break even at this point because it almost got there. Because now we're getting another wick down. Oof. So it's definitely like Cole said, on the lower time frame, it's probably making these like impulse retrace moves, impulse retrace moves, like on the 15-minute, and it's setting up this bearish structure on the 15-minute, but really ain't nothing changed on the daily, and this thing is probably about to go see ya. Fuck me. Well, we might get a TP out of it, but it's still the same thing. You can see like it's just more of a corrective move. And I'm agreeing with you, Cole. I do think that it's going to hit these highs before it ends up coming down here. 1-to-1 is most likely going to hit though now. Nope, never hit. But you already know break even or partial profits at that point. How many days is that? On a move like that, honestly, when you're playing the 78.6, and here's something that took me years to really grasp about the timing. And I'm more of a less risky trader as well, but I like to not lose money versus like to make money, I guess. And that sounds kind of maybe counterproductive, but I'm more on the risk side, right? If you are playing the 78.6 and it doesn't kind of move your way right away, you probably are in a losing trade. And there's nothing wrong with like knowing that probability is like dropping as the trade hasn't moved your way. And so that's just another thing. Too much sauce. Here we go. Ooh, almost took it. Let's see if it gets it. At this point, you know it's getting it. At this point, you freaking know it's getting it. Come on now. How much should we put some bets on if it's getting it or not? Because I know it's getting it. Okay, this trade is off the table because it broke even after the market kind of made this move. And let's just see how many pips that is, just to, be relatively, over 200 pips, right? So if you're not taking some partials, even though it didn't do the full 1-to-1, price action should help you determine where you take partials as well. Can I get an amen on that? Oh, good long opportunity on the lower time frames right here. Cole, you couldn't have said it better. If it can get down one more, and we're going to remove this. If it can get down one more again, we're going to look for this opportunity to take these highs out. Agreed? Because this is about as money as it gets. Okay, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of people trying to short this level because of what they've been taught. You know, it hit, oh, it hit. And they're right now. But I think they're about to be really wrong. And what's going to happen is it's going to come up in double top and people are going to sell again. Liquidity. So I think it's going to get up here and go smash. And let's just look at this real quick because I haven't brought it out yet, but it's one of my favorite tools. LOL. Let's just see where it's really at. Right. Look, so you see where I said liquidity. There is, what I mean by that is that these are stop loss. And if the market does move above here, you see how there's just no volume right here? That means the market is going to move swiftly through here. Let's see what happens. All right. Missed our freaking order. Well, here we go. High volume coming in, low candle, something's going on, right? This means there's a battle, a big battle within a small arena. Think about it like that. When you see a very small candle or a candle that doesn't do something like this, but check out the volume, dog. That means there's a bunch of people in a small arena going at it. And what's about to happen? Someone's going to come out victorious. Oh, what do you know? We get the steal off on them. So what did it do? It rejected that area. It rejected this area. I'm very interested to see what happens now. Okay, let's go to the chat real quick. Did we just reject this level or are we about to fill the wick and take off? I'm going with rejection. My dog just came in and said rejection. So Cole, I'd like your opinion. Are we now in an area, and we'll go ahead and delete this fib since it didn't work out. Well, we missed the 70 or 60, 78.6, we hit the 61.8. This fib we can delete as well. Are we looking for shorts now? My opinion, yes. Okay, perfect. Now, some people could enter like this and probably be straight. And, you know, the areas that we would want to take this market probably would be into, you know, this area here first, this area second, and then this area third ultimately. But how I want to play it is I want to wait for a little intraday pullback. I want to see if we can get a wick up here somewhere. And now forget the 78.6 right now, honestly, unless I don't want to miss this move. So if I could go onto the lower time frame, I would be on the lower time frames. Let's just see what this looks like. It would be ideal for this to break all the way down here first. Can I get an amen on that? It would be ideal for this structure to break first. So then we can fib this whole thing and then look where the fib zone would sit. Okay, that would be ideal, ladies and gentlemen. If we can get that, we'll put full risk. It would be full risk, full margin. But for now, this is what we have to work with. And it's more of an intraday move that we can't even really see what the price action looks like. All right, so we're just going to hope there's a wick up here, and that's going to be our entry. Okay, so what it did is it went down a little bit more, and now it's retracing into our spot. We want to see the volume low on the retracement. It's good that there was a retracement candle and it was lower than the previous candle, but it's not good that the spread of the candle was kind of big. We really need to see a low spread, low volume candle. Why? It doesn't want us to. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So it was just lagging. um, it is starting to. The probabilities of this look a little weird to me. I can't tell the intraday, so I'm still in favor of the downside, but it looks a little weirder as the days have gone on. And we got our result, ladies and gentlemen. So AB most likely would have caught this right here. I might have been a little stubborn. Like I said, I did say it before this trade. I don't care too much about the 78.6. I just want to see a wick up here. We would have got a wick up here. That would have been a clean move right there. Now it automatically came right back up. So profits, you would have had to manage it correctly. We're not going into that. And I said I was going to do this on the premium channel, but I am going to do it on lower time frames. So that would have been kind of a clean little move right there. Probably going to end up going bullish now. So we'll watch to see that. Yep. So if you didn't manage that trade correctly, that would have been a bad move, but it did offer some good move. Now it's about to take this out and probably head into this area. Let's see if we can get some up in here. So it smoothly broke through that, like I said it would, in 1 day's candle. So let's see how it goes now. Rejecting at this level. Okay. So I think I'm good for this. I think y'all get the gist of the back testing and how it should go. We're going to go into the premium channel now, and we're going to go into the lower time frames, and we're going to go freaking speedy time. So if y'all want to come back onto that, AB, Carlo, Cole, please join. If not, I'm going to go into it still and just sharpen my blade a little bit, probably for a good 30 more minutes, maybe an hour. But hey, good to see you, Cole. Always a pleasure to have you on the streams. Carlo and AB, I'll see y'all there. Tad, Solo, I highly recommend y'all coming into the next wave. I see y'all on here, and you can really gain a lot more access if you actually join the platform. But yeah, I will see y'all on the next Zoom in like 2 seconds.